From shattered to soaring, transforming brokenness into your superpower. Welcome to the BlackCEO Podcast, where we dive deep into the stories that shape our world and challenge our perspectives. Today, we're embarking on a journey that will not only inspire you, but potentially transform the way you view life's challenges. I recently had the extraordinary privilege of sitting down with Phyllis Johnson, a woman whose story and insights are nothing short of revolutionary. Phyllis isn't just an entrepreneur or an artist. She's a force of nature, a beacon of hope in a world that often feels shrouded in darkness. Her journey from brokenness to breakthrough isn't just inspiring, it's a roadmap for anyone who's ever felt lost, defeated, or wondering if they'll ever find their way back to wholeness. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Another feel-good story about overcoming adversity. Haven't we heard it all before? Well, buckle up, because Phyllis's approach to life's challenges is about to flip everything you thought you knew on its head. Imagine for a moment, you're standing in front of a mirror, staring at your reflection. What do you see? Do you see your flaws, your failures, the cracks and scars life has left on you? Or do you see a masterpiece in the making, a story of resilience waiting to be told? Phyllis Johnson learned to see the latter, and it changed everything. But here's the kicker. She didn't just change her own life. She's on a mission to change yours too. Let's start with a truth bomb that Phyllis dropped during our conversation. Your brokenness is not a liability. It's your greatest asset. Now, I can almost hear the collective, yeah, right, echoing across the airwaves. But stick with me, because this isn't just some fluffy, feel-good statement. This is a paradigm shift that has the power to revolutionize your life. Phyllis shared a story that I think will resonate with many of you. There was a time in her life when everything seemed to be falling apart. Her career was stagnating, her relationships were strained, and her self-confidence was at an all-time low. She described a moment when she found herself on the floor of her apartment, literally and figuratively at rock bottom. Now, this is usually the part in the story where we expect to hear about a miraculous turnaround, right? But that's not what happened. Instead, Phyllis did something radical. She embraced her brokenness. I realized, she told me, that trying to run from my pain, to hide my struggles, was exhausting me. So I decided to do the opposite. I decided to own it, to explore it, to let it teach me. This decision marked the beginning of a journey that would not only transform Phyllis's life, but impact countless others. She began to see her challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities for growth. Her moments of weakness became well springs of strength. Her failures became stepping stones to success. But here's where it gets really interesting. Phyllis didn't stop at personal transformation. She recognized that her journey, her pain, her growth, all of it had equipped her with a unique voice and perspective, and she decided to use that voice to speak life into others who were struggling. Through her music, her speaking engagements, and her mentorship programs, Phyllis began creating spaces where people could come together, share their stories, and support each other. She became a bridge builder, connecting people through the shared experience of struggle and the shared hope of overcoming. Now, I can see some of you nodding along thinking, that's great for Phyllis, but my situation is different. My pain is too deep. My challenge is too great. If that's you, lean in close, because this next part is crucial. Phyllis shared a powerful practice that has been instrumental in her journey, and it's something each of us can start doing today. Every morning, she starts her day by speaking life into herself. She looks in the mirror and affirms her worth, her strength, and her purpose. I know, it sounds simple, maybe even a bit cheesy, but here's the thing. This daily ritual has the power to rewire your brain and reshape your reality. It's not about denying your challenges or pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing to focus on possibility rather than limitation. Phyllis put it this way, words are seeds. Plant them wisely, nurture them consistently, and watch how they grow and transform your life. Think about that for a moment. How often do we underestimate the impact of our words? How many times have we let negative self-talk dictate our actions and limit our potential? Phyllis challenges us to be intentional with our language, to speak life even when circumstances seem bleak. But here's where Phyllis's approach gets really revolutionary. She doesn't just stop at personal affirmations. She believes that as we heal and grow, we have a responsibility to reach back and help others do the same. This is how we create lasting change. not just in our own lives, but in our communities and beyond. Phyllis shared a powerful example of this from her own life. There was a time when her career seemed to be at a standstill. Opportunities were scarce and doubt was creeping in. But instead of giving in to despair, she chose to speak life not just into her own situation, but into the lives of others facing similar challenges. She started a mentorship program for young artists, sharing the lessons she'd learned from her own struggles. She began writing songs that spoke to the heart of human resilience and hope. And something remarkable happened. As she poured into others, her own path began to clear. New opportunities emerged, her confidence grew, and most importantly, her sense of purpose deepened. This brings us to another crucial insight from our conversation: the importance of connecting with your purpose. Phyllis found that her purpose to speak life into others through her words and music became her anchor in times of trouble. It gave her a reason to push through, to keep going even when things got tough. She shared a powerful question that she often asks herself and others: what breaks your heart? The answer to this question, she believes, often points to your purpose. What moves you deeply? What injustice or pain in the world do you feel compelled to address? For Phyllis, it was the pain of seeing people give up on their dreams, of watching them shrink in the face of adversity. This broke her heart, and it became the fuel for her mission to encourage and uplift others. But here's the beautiful thing: your purpose doesn't have to be grand or world changing in the traditional sense. It can be as simple as being the best parent you can be, or creating a welcoming environment in your workplace, or using your skills to solve problems in your community. The key is to connect with something larger than yourself, something that gives meaning to your struggles and direction to your efforts. When you're aligned with your purpose, resilience becomes not just a survival skill, but a way of life. Now, I want to address something that I know some of you are thinking. This all sounds great in theory, but how does it work in the real world? How do you actually turn brokenness into strength? Phyllis shared a powerful framework that she uses both in her own life and in her work with others. She calls it the 3 R's of resilience: recognize, reframe, and redirect. First, recognize. This is about acknowledging your pain, your challenges, your moments of brokenness. It's about being honest with yourself and others about your struggles. This step requires courage, but it's essential. As Phyllis puts it, you can't heal what you don't acknowledge. Next, reframe. This is where you start to shift your perspective. Instead of seeing your challenges as obstacles, you begin to view them as opportunities for growth. You ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this experience make me stronger? Phyllis shared a powerful example of this from her own life. She had a setback in her music career that initially felt devastating, but when she reframed it, she realized that this setback had given her the time and space to develop her skills as a mentor and public speaker. What seemed like a failure in one area became the catalyst for growth in another. Finally, redirect. This is where you take the energy of your pain and channel it into purposeful action. You use your experiences, your insights, your growth to make a positive impact on others. For Phyllis, this meant using her music and her story to inspire and uplift others. She began writing songs that spoke to the heart of human struggle and resilience. Her lyrics became a lifeline for others who were facing their own battles. But redirection can take many forms. Maybe for you, it means starting a support group for people facing similar challenges. Or perhaps it involves using your experiences to advocate for change in your community. The key is to find a way to turn your pain into purpose, your struggles into service. Now, I want to circle back to something Phyllis said that I think is crucial for all of us to understand. She believes that our greatest influence often comes from our deepest wounds. Think about it. Who better to speak to someone in pain than someone who has walked through that same fire and emerged stronger? This is where the power of vulnerability comes into play. By sharing our struggles, we not only lighten our own load, but also create space for others to do the same. It's in these moments of shared vulnerability that we find true connection and healing. Phyllis's approach to building community is both inspiring and practical. She uses her platform as an artist to create spaces where people can come together, share their stories, and support each other. Whether it's through her music, her speaking engagement, or her mentorship programs, she's constantly creating opportunities for people to connect and heal together. But here's the thing. You don't need a stage or a microphone to make a difference. Your sphere of influence, no matter how small it might seem, is powerful. The words you speak to your friends, your family, your co-workers, they have the potential to uplift, encourage, and transform. As we near the end of our time together, I want to leave you with a challenge. It's a challenge that Phyllis issues to everyone she meets, and now I'm passing it on to you. For the next 30 days, I want you to commit to 3 things. First, start each day by speaking life into yourself. Look in the mirror and affirm your worth, your strength, and your potential. Even if you don't fully believe it at first, keep at it. Remember, you're planting seeds that will grow with time and nurture. Second, look for opportunities each day to speak life into others. A word of encouragement, a genuine compliment, a message of support. These small acts can have a profound impact. Be generous with your words of affirmation and watch how it transforms your relationships and your environment. And finally, take some time each day to reflect on your purpose. What breaks your heart? What change do you want to see in the world? How can you use your unique gifts and experiences, including your struggles and pain, to make a difference? As you embark on this 30-day challenge, I want you to remember something Phyllis said that I think encapsulates everything we've talked about today. Your brokenness is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of your impact. Let those words sink in. Your challenges, your pain, your moments of brokenness, they're not liabilities. They're the very things that can become your greatest strengths, your most powerful message, your unique contribution to the world. So I ask you, how will you use your brokenness to create wholeness, not just for yourself, but for those around you? How will you speak life into your world today? Remember, every word you speak, every action you take has the power to plant seeds of hope and transformation. You have the power to rewrite your story and to help others rewrite theirs. And in doing so, you become part of a larger narrative of healing, growth, and positive change. As we wrap up, I want to thank Phyllis Johnson for sharing her wisdom and her story with us. Her journey from brokenness to breakthrough is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the power of purpose-driven living. And to you, our listeners, thank you for joining us on this exploration of how we can transform our challenges into our greatest strengths. May you go forth from this conversation empowered, encouraged, and ready to speak life into your world. Your voice matters. Your story matters. And your journey of transformation has the power to inspire and uplift countless others. So go out there, embrace your journey, speak life, and watch as your brokenness becomes the foundation of your greatest impact. This is the Black CEO Podcast, reminding you that your challenges don't define you, they refine you. Until next time, keep breaking barriers, building bridges, and transforming your world, one word at a time.